I don't know whether she's allowed to say that, but it's okay.
I don't know. Hello, my name is Ezra.
Hi, I'm Lucas.
Hi, I'm Supanjo.
Forgot your name.
And today we're going to talk about cyclists. So we're going to start with Lucas. What do you think of cyclists on the road?
Okay, so once again, I'm not a driver, okay? But I do quite a lot of endurance races and stuff. So cycling has always been in my radar. And I really have been looking to get a bike, and I have a lot of friends who are in the triathlon scene. And in Singapore, if they don't cycle on the road, there is nowhere else for them to cycle. You get what I'm trying to say? Like other countries, their triathletes or their cyclists have dedicated paths, dedicated routes that they can do. But if let's say you're training for 120 kilometers, there is no choice. They have to go on the main roads of Singapore. So that is their argument. Whereas on the driver's side, I can totally understand where they're coming from as well. Because not only do you have to like watch out for them, because they are like, it's almost as though a breeze could like throw them off. I have seen the videos of some cyclists
Drafting.
Yeah, and they're just really not being a considerate commuter, if you want to call them that, or they're not training in a way that's
But it
considerate.
goes both ways, because in other countries also there's actually rules and laws that actually favor or dedicated to cyclists, for their safety and stuff. But in Singapore, no, you don't really have to favor, or there is no dedicated law for cyclists.
But
right?
like some people will argue that because like the cyclists don't pay the road tax, that's why they are not allowed to use the road unless like cars or like motorcycles and lorries.
That's
So
fair
what would
enough.
you say about that? Because like, they say that okay, like I'm as a driver who have owned my car, I pay the COE and I pay the road tax, and the cyclists don't. So why should I give the space to the cyclists?
That's it for this week. Thank you.
That's a very good argument.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, the cyclist is also not leaving a carbon footprint.
Whoa, it just got better.
Yeah, so if we are talking about looking into the future, we are definitely, especially a country like Singapore, we are primed to be a cyclist-oriented country.
But it's not right now. Like,
Exactly.
if you go to,
Why is
Europe
it not?
Versus here, wow, the amount of inconvenience a cyclist has to go through is a lot. Or being a nuisance on the road, as a pedestrian, right? I really find a lot of cyclists nuisance because there are no dedicated lanes in most places, so they just cling cling cling, and then you don't give way, or they come really fast and then you don't move on time. Especially those auntie and uncles there, they don't give me attitude, on the road. I was what a fight is it? Pedestrian is right, that kind of fight.
Yeah, and I feel a lot of the park connectors in Singapore it's on the pedestrian walkway, so sometimes the cyclists will hit us, or sometimes
being the devil's advocate, right? If I'm a cyclist, right, PCN, you don't want me to go there because people are walking and running there. Road, you don't want me because the drivers are there, say I never pay road tax. So where can I cycle?
That's why it's not Singapore is not bicycle friendly.
Yeah, but actually that's not answering the question, guys. The question is where can I cycle? So how do you think we can solve this, and what do you think are the solutions?
I don't think it's up to us. It's about government mandate at this point, because
so go to your nearest community club, write something, say that hey,
meet the people session.
Meet the people session. Say that I want a bicycle pathway. Confirm plus chop, the government will listen to you.
Yeah, but then it becomes this problem again. Singaporeans are we so rigid that unless it's written into law, can we not be just more gracious for the sake of being gracious?
Okay,
to me that's
Singapore. It doesn't work that way, isn't it? Everything has to be a law.
I don't know whether she's allowed to say that, but it's okay.
I don't know.
Hey, I pay my tax here.
For those of us that are just joining us, never mind. So it's just a very weird thing to juggle. And then when accidents do happen, it's always super bad for the cyclists.
That's true.
Right. So it's even if it's the cyclist's fault, as drivers, do you really want that on your conscience? Do you really want that on I that's why I say I really cannot argue this. Like, it is just so. It's a lose-lose situation.
And there are so many haters, you know. Have you seen those videos where people leave thumbtack on the street? Yeah, they are actually. I think it's a couple of years back, or even earlier this year, people leave thumbtack at Yishun on the bicycle, like just a pedestrian walk. Yeah,
Wow.
and then it punctured people's bike and also just whoever is walking lah. So they are very. And my friend who is a avid cyclist, right? She said there are a lot of haters.
Yeah. I've heard. I've seen people
Legal
scream and horn at bikes when the bikes are totally just in their lane.
Mm-hmm.
But cause I like to run very late at night, like midnight runs. In my estate, I won't say where. There's a lot of these sadly younger kids who are cycling in the middle of the road, no helmets.
What?
And most of the time they're riding fixies. So fixies means they don't even have brakes.
Brakes,
Yeah. So there was this incident where
Why
there was this
why-
girl that doesn't know how to cycle, and she was cycling in the car park. And it was a fixie, so it didn't have a brake. And she cycled
Wait, why
off
would
6
you-
stories.
So like you can do like
No.
some tricks.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
do some tricks. So like
So-
BMX something.
Yeah, but they're just cruising in the night, which is fair, but I don't know. So that adds another layer to the cycling argument. Like these people who are cycling in the middle of the road without helmets and definitely not there to train or be part of a hobby.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Do you cycle? Do you kena honk by vehicle owners?
Are you team cyclist or team driver? Team
Or
car?
you can't even ride a bike.
Or drive a car.
Let us know down below, and we'll see you next week.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
Stay people, stay yourself, bold perspective. Bye bye.